If you want to see some dog that is cool, just watch out. Learn that you're training and new. Just watch out. Build a game that we know and love. Just watch out. Live on the way that we outside. Just watch out. This is the Swag Show.
Savage 2: A Tortured Soul on PC. Now, I know a lot of you guys haven't even heard of Savage 1, let alone Savage 2, and honestly neither had I until the people at S2 Games had showed it to me, but I think it's a really interesting game and I'd like to share it with you guys. Savage 2 is an online multiplayer action game that borrows elements from real-time strategy, first-person shooters, and third-person action games, and marries them together actually quite well. Now, unfortunately, I have to start off this review on a sour note, in that the loading times for this game are pretty bad. It takes several minutes, and it can take upwards of 5 minutes depending on the speed of your PC. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the real-time strategy aspect of the game, which unfortunately only one person gets to play, but it's on both the human and beast factions. I'm actually going to let the tutorial explain this one, because he does a lot better job than I do.
You have been elected as commander of your team. As a commander, you view the world from a top-down perspective, similar to a traditional real-time strategy game. It is your job to issue orders to your teammates, construct buildings, and use various spells to assist your team and harass the enemy. If in doubt, use your mouse to hover over the various buttons for information on how they work.
Fortunately, this voiceover tutorial scattered throughout the game, so you'll get lots of instruction on how to play. Now, as I said before, only one person gets to play as the commander. Everyone else gets to play as the individual units. I'll show you some of the units that are available on the human side first. This is the Savage, which is the basic melee combat unit in the game. Now, the combat system itself is based on kind of a rock, paper, scissors effect, in that on the mouse, the left click is for attack, the middle button is block, and right is block breaker. Now, this is where the first-person shooter aspect of the game comes into play, whereas every unit has a secondary ranged attack. Now, these aren't other players I'm attacking, these are actually NPCs which are scattered throughout the level, which are usually guarding a key area of the map you want to capture. The Marksman is another initial unit that you can choose from, and tends to be pretty balanced in both melee and ranged combat. Now, your objective in the game is to infiltrate the enemy base and destroy all their buildings and eventually their sanctuary or their headquarters. Now, while you're fighting, your commander will be building structures so that way you can choose from more powerful units. The Chaplain is one of these units, and is your token healer that can also bestow buffs and raise units from the dead. It does have some offensive capabilities, but these bolts that are somewhat powerful are pretty slow. Another one of these upgraded units is the Legionnaire, which is capable of dealing massive amounts of melee damage, but it costs your team money to buy them, so make sure you know how to use it.